Mike's TaylorMade Stealth Irons going head-to-head against the SIM2s.
One is the shiny, brand new name everyone is chasing right now. The other, well, it's a generation older and quietly costs a whole lot less.
Now on paper, both of these clubs look like absolute twins, but the set you should actually put in your bag is absolutely not the one you'd expect. We are settling this direct head-to-head battle right now.
Welcome back to Golf Gear Showdown, where in today's explainer, we put golf gear head-to-head to help you pick the right winner for your bag. Look, we've all been in this exact scenario. You're standing right there in the middle of the golf shop. You're staring at the fresh premium Stealth box on your left, and then that heavily discounted SIM2 box on your right. And you're just standing there wondering if the marketing hype is actually worth your hard-earned cash. Are you paying for real performance here, or just a different colored badge?
We are running this matchup through 6 strict rounds: setup and criteria, distance and forgiveness, accuracy and feel, price and value, golfer fit, and finally, the final verdict.
Definitely stick around for this one, because round 5 contains a brutal reality check that could completely flip your buying decision today.
All right, round 1, setup and criteria.
Let's lay the ground rules here. Based on design intent, both of these are game improvement irons meant for the everyday golfer. We're talking beginners, mid-handicappers, and weekend warriors. And we're evaluating based on practical performance. We don't care about fake launch monitor numbers hit by a scratch pro. This is the classic dilemma, right? A brand new premium generation versus proven older generation value? Exactly. Because the SIM2 is older, they're clean used sets and plenty of new old stock floating around out there. If you buy the wrong set today, you're either overspending for tiny, basically invisible gains, or you're saving a few bucks, but missing out on tech you'd actually use on the course.
Let's get into it. Round 2, distance and forgiveness. Kicking off the performance eval, let's look at distance. Remember, we judge this based on real-world feedback. Based on design intent, both of these sets are built around a fast, flexible face and a speed slot cut through the sole to protect your ball speed on low strikes. You've got strong lofts on both, which is super standard for this category, but the Stealth carries some internal tuning that might give you a slightly easier launch on those longer irons.
Okay, I hear you reading the spec sheet, Mike, but I've got to challenge you there. Common feedback suggests that for the weekend player, the distance gap is basically non-existent. We are talking incredibly small real-world margins. Sure, you might squeeze out a couple extra yards on a perfectly flushed 4-iron with the Stealth, but let's be real, most 15 handicappers are never going to see it.
Fair point, Jake, but every round needs a named winner. So round 1 goes to the Stealth Irons. Yeah, I'll give it to the Stealth, but barely. It only truly benefits golfers who strike the ball well enough to see those few refined yards. For the rest of us, this is basically a tie.
Which brings up a massive question before we go any further. Does a newer face actually fix your mishit? If distance is a wash when you flush it, what actually happens when you miss the center of the face entirely?
Well, let's find out in forgiveness. Honestly, this is the category that keeps my scorecards somewhat respectable. Both of these irons use a highly supportive cavity design. They've got internal damping to keep off-center hits feeling, somewhat solid. Thin strikes low on the face still get some help, and toe misses stay way more playable than they ever would with a blade.
Yeah, and the Stealth set definitely offers a tiny bit more stability on that miss hit due to its newer construction. It just feels a fraction more solid when you catch it off the toe.
Sure, slightly more stable, but let's be brutally honest here. A mid-handicapper, if blindfolded, could not tell these two apart on a bad swing. I am crowning the Stealth the winner of round 2, but purely by a hair. The SIM2 is right on its heels and gives up almost nothing in this category.
Moving on, round 3, accuracy and feel.
This actually reveals something most golfers completely miss. Big game improvement irons are designed to keep the ball on the planet. They are not built for shot-shaping wizardry. So debating accuracy and feel, I tend to lean towards the Stealth. It offers a more refined consistency and a slightly tighter feedback loop to help you trust your yardage. Plus, it has a slightly more muted, quiet nature at impact. Oh man, I firmly disagree with you on the feel side. You want quiet and muted? No way. I prefer the firmer, snappy response of the SIM2. There is a massive psychological component to confidence out there. When you hit a ball with the SIM2, it sounds energetic, it sounds fast. Feel is totally personal for sure, but I want my irons to sound like they're actually doing some work for me.
Okay, you're right. That feel is purely subjective to your hands and ears. And as for accuracy, average swing flaws are just going to swallow up any minor dispersion gains the engineers built into the Stealth before it ever shows up on the course.
Exactly. If you have an out-to-in swing path, neither club magically fixes your slice. So for pure accuracy, we're giving the edge to Stealth for that tight feedback. But for feel and confidence, SIM2 takes it because of that explosive sound. We're calling this a dead tie.
Let's get to the money. Round 4, price and value.
Now we pivot to the category you have all been waiting for. This is where the smart shopper move most people overlook comes into play. The Stealth carries that newest model premium. At full retail, you're paying top dollar for, frankly, very small refinements. On the flip side, the SIM2 gives you 90+% of the performance for significantly less money. Because it's a generation back, the price drop on new old stock SIM2s is drastic compared to full retail Stealths. Think about what you are actually paying for here, folks. You're paying for a slightly different badge and maybe 2 yards of distance.
The value winner is the SIM2.
Decisively. We are not dodging this one. The price gap simply does not match the performance gap. This is the category that completely flips the script for most everyday players.
Which brings us to the most crucial application, which TaylorMade iron fits your exact handicap. Because knowing the specs is great, but applying it to your actual swing, that is what lowers scores.
Next up, golfer fit. Time to match the gear to the player. Let's assign these winning clubs to real everyday golfer situations rather than just giving you a generic summary. We'll blast right through this matrix. Beginners and budget buyers, you absolutely get the SIM2. It is the smart first real iron set. Faster swings who consistently flush the ball, you get the Stealth. You will actually appreciate those minor refinements.
What about slicers?
Well, the offset on the SIM2 gives it a hair of an advantage for squaring up the face. Distance seekers, Stealth gets the nod for center face strikes. Forgiveness seekers, we're leaning slightly towards SIM2 purely because of the lower cost of entry for that massive help. Honestly, if you are a mid-handicapper chasing pure value, the SIM2 wins every single time.
Okay, I need to drop some insider advice right here, because I see this happen constantly. This is the biggest buying mistake you can make. Do not buy the name, buy the fit. Golfers will literally pay full price for the newest model year just to brag on the first tee, but they completely ignore the shaft fit. The shaft affects your launch, your spin, and your consistency way more than the year printed on the box. A well-fit SIM2 will outperform a poorly fit Stealth all day long.
And here we go, the final verdict. It is time to bring this head-to-head battle to a close, and we are offering 0 brand protection today. Let's run through the fast, honest pros and cons. Stealth pros, slightly newer face, fractionally better feel, and a hair more stability on mishits. The cons, you are paying a massive newest model premium for gains you probably won't even feel on the grass. All right, SIM2 pros, nearly identical forgiveness, nearly identical distance, and just much, much better overall value. The cons, it is the older set, meaning you don't get the absolute freshest looks. Neither set is perfect, but both are genuinely really good game improvement irons.
The final scorecard lays it all right out. Stealth takes it for distance, fast swingers, and if you have absolutely no budget limit. But the SIM2 takes best overall. It wins for beginners, high handicappers, mid-handicappers, seniors, best value, and it completely dominates the used market. We confidently state that the SIM2 wins on overall value. Most golfers report it is simply the smarter spend.
So which set are you bagging? Stealth or SIM2? Drop your handicap, the irons you're playing right now, and your pick down in the comments below. At the end of the day, you really have to ask yourself, are you trying to buy a better game, or are you ready to actually build one?
If this explainer helps you out, hit that subscribe button right now. You do not want to miss our next showdown where we put the Callaway Paradigm up against the Rogue ST.
Keep it in the short grass, don't overpay for marketing, and